Alrighty. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. We're going to give it a few more minutes just so we have a few more students, give them a chance to log in, and then we will start shortly, okay? Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and begin. Welcome everyone to our online success series, Beyond the Books. We are so happy that you're here. Honestly, our team has worked really hard on this presentation and we're really excited to share this resource with you guys. So, we truly appreciate you being here. We know that a lot of you guys probably had a long day at work or, it is 7 p.m. So we're very grateful for you being here. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mika, and I'm a student success coach here at FIU Online. And I'm going to be co-hosting with Nancy Kirkpatrick. She is the Dean of University Libraries.
Hey, everybody.
Alrighty, so the presentation that we're going to be doing today for you guys is Beyond the Books. It is very cute. You guys are going to love every single slide, I promise. And we're basically going to be navigating full libraries for online success. I mean, FIU libraries for online success. So who we are, you've probably received some of our phone calls, or maybe we've even chatted, which is great. So as success coaches, we are here to help you in your, online journey as online students. So we assist you guys, undergraduate students and some graduate students, and it's basically we are making sure that you succeed in whatever that looks like for you, right? So we help you navigate hurdles and explore opportunities along your journey here at FIU. So what that looks like is we will give you guys calls throughout the semester, mostly to get to know you and to just kind of have organic and holistic conversations. And every success coach call is different and it's tailored to your need as a student, right? So the conversations will flow and we'll ask you guys questions to get to know you and just kind of support you in the best way that we can. So a lot of that, the conversations will look like goal setting and time management strategies, right? And how you guys are doing that. We help you navigate university resources or just kind of stay on track and make sure that you're reaching your goals. So that's primarily what we'll do. I'm so sorry. Before we continue this presentation, I apologize. It is my first time. I'm a little nervous. Um, Before I continue, I do want to let you guys know a few housekeeping rules. Totally went over my mind. I swear I went over this. The webinar is being recorded for you guys, so you don't have to worry about, taking any notes down or, stressing about, following along. It is being recorded and we are going to send it to you via email within the next few days. Also, we have a team of success coaches that is working behind the scenes to answer any questions. So as we progress with this presentation and, we show you guys the FIU library, if you have any questions, just drop them in the Q&A and then our coaches are going to be answering them for you guys. Just keep in mind to not post anything private, right? So if you have a private question or any private information, make sure that you send that to your coach directly later on during emails or in a phone call. And then also your participation is going to be logged in Panther Connect. So just make sure that you stay for the entirety of the presentation. And, in case that you attend a class that's going to be giving extra credit, just make sure that you stay. All right. So with that being said, the topics that we discuss as success coaches. So when you receive our phone calls, we'll talk about different things, right? So some of them can look like commitment to completion, academics, right? We'll ask you how your classes are going. Are you content with your grades? Managing commitments. We know that a lot of you guys, have other commitments. You might have jobs, you might have children you need to take care of, or just other things that you do besides online schooling. So we'll talk about how you manage that. Are you content with your effectiveness, right? Is there anything that you need to do to be better? We can talk about careers, if you're in the career that you're studying for, if you want to pivot and join a new career, finances, university community, and health and support. So those are all things that we'll discuss, and we'll just make sure that we're providing the best support that we can in helping you succeed. Next slide. So what can you expect from a coaching session? So when we speak on the phone, you can be, completely sure that your coaching session is a safe space, right? It's confidential, and we're here to support you. So whatever it is that you need, you could just, make sure that you let us know, and it's a very heartfelt conversation. It's free judgment space. We're doing our best to make sure that you're just succeeding, right? We want to make sure that you have all the tools that you need. We'll work together to set clear and achievable goals, right? So you can let us know, like, I really want to do XYZ. How can I get there? And we'll make a plan together, and we can touch up throughout the semester to make sure that you are achieving your goals. And like I said earlier, each conversation is tailored to you. And it's very specific to your personal challenges. So we'll help you overcome these challenges, and we'll give you whatever advice that we can in order for you to succeed. And what you can expect at the end of these conversations is an action plan and accountability partner, right? So it's not that we just have this conversation and we chit chat and then we hang up. We usually always have an action plan that you can follow up with. So you leave the conversation feeling confident and you know exactly what to do next. And then, we'll call you again as a check in, follow up to see if you've been able to do it or if you need any help moving forward. Next slide. So our amazing team of success coaches consist of Jackie, Janessa, Nahum, and Sarah. And each coach has different students that we deal with. So you can, look kind of and find your degree and see who your coach is, throughout the presentation. So we have us four, and then we also have Tim, Natalie, and myself. So we are the seven coaches, and honestly, at any time you can give us a call or you can email us. We're here, and it's a lovely job, and we really enjoy what we do. So we hope that at the end of this, you feel a little more confident calling us. All right, so now I'm going to hand it over to Nancy.
Thank you, Mika. So these are the kind of the topics that I want to cover tonight in our time. And again, since they're recording it, if you forget anything, you can always review that recording. But I want to do a quick highlight on how to explore our resources, how to improve your research skills, and how you can connect with a librarian if you need more help. And I want to stay on the slide for just a minute because I want to talk about why you would go to the library website instead of Google. I think a lot of people think, well, Google has everything. And Google does have a lot of things, but I think of Google as the fast food of research. It's quick, it's convenient, but it's not always the best for you. And the library website, on the other hand, is like a high-end meal plan. It gives you the really good stuff. It's high quality, it's peer-reviewed resources that your professors actually want to use. And it is the high-end thing because the library pays about $8 million a year to make sure that you all have all the resources that you need. So the top 5 reasons to my mind why you would use the library website instead of Google. Number 1, there are never paywalls. So every once in a while, if you're on Google and you find an article or something, you sometimes have to pay to get those. And that'll never happen on the library website because we've already prepaid those subscriptions every year on your behalf. Second is the credibility, which I mentioned before. Professors really like you to use resources from the library because they're vetted and they're reliable. And while Google might give you some random blogs and outdated information, or even things that aren't necessarily true or AI generated junk, the library website will give you resources that are absolutely appropriate to use. The third thing is, frankly, that it saves you time. So the library databases are set up with filters to help you find exactly what you need and quickly. So you don't have to go through pages and pages of irrelevant search results. You can get right to the information you need when you need it. And at the end of the day, if you use strong sources, you write stronger papers and you get better grades. And the library is here to support your success, and we want you all to succeed. So it's really a great resource for you. The last thing to remember is that librarians are your secret weapon. If you need help finding a resource, tailoring a research topic, just trying to figure out where to get started, I'm going to share with you how to find a liaison librarian who can help you. I promise you, they love it when students come and ask them questions. It's frankly makes our day because it's our chance to engage with you all and support your learning. So the bottom line, Google is fine for quick facts, but for serious research, the library website is definitely the smarter, faster, and more effective choice. Next slide, please. All right, so when you want to get started, I'm going to drop this link in the chat as well, but everything I'm going to show you tonight starts from here. So I've thrown that in the chat, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to walk you through some of the highlights of what we have on the website and why I think they might be important for you. So let me hit share, place that. Oh, and can you see my screen? Because now it has disappeared for me. And I don't have the lovely green highlight around it, which is
Yes,
what I was
we
expecting.
we can see it, Nancy. We see online research guide for
Research for
students.
students? Okay. All
Yeah.
right, cool. 1 second, because now my notes disappeared and I want to make sure I don't forget to hit anything more. Okay, cool. So this is the online research guide for students. This is what the link that I threw in the chat. If you remember nothing else tonight, bookmark this website for yourselves to make your lives easier. There are so many good resources in the library website, and most of them start right here. So let me move this out of the way. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is that when you log into any page on the library website, there's always this little Ask Us bar over on the side. And if you click on that, it will open up the chat service. So if you want to chat with a librarian and ask a question, you can literally just click, yes, I'm ready, and it will throw you into chat. And if not, you can say, I'll come back later. But oftentimes it'll pop up and say, do you want help? And you have to tell it like, no, I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. But that's always there for you if you need it. It is staffed about 80 hours a week. When it's not staffed, the chat bot itself, which the librarians have programmed with AI, will try to answer basic questions. But worst case scenario, if you have a question it can't answer, it will keep a record of that, and a librarian will follow up with you the next business day. So the chat bot is definitely a helpful thing. Next, I want to show you that if you're already well acquainted with our website, you can literally just go to library.fiu.edu and click in the search bar and type your stuff just like you would on Google. So if you know what you're doing, and this webinar is probably not for you, but if that seems like a foreign experience, then this is where I would start. So we subscribe to, like I said, tons and tons of resources, hundreds, probably thousands at this point in time. And we have journals, electronic books. We have regular books in the library, and I'll talk to you about how to get those. Newspaper articles, court cases, videos, and other sort of multimedia resources. And so if you have a topic and you don't know where to start, then the first thing I would suggest is explore databases and more. So if you click on there, and if you have sort of like a broad idea of what it is you want to research, let me refresh and see if that fills in, then you can literally click the topic from this list and it will take you to all of the databases that are related. So if you're interested in something to do with business law and you click business law, it's going to take you to different guides that are created about business law. There are some for specific classes. So you might find your class already has a guide listed here. It will also take you to databases. which have information that might be related to the subject that you're trying to study. So if you just want a place to start that's really broad, you can research by topic, or if you scroll farther down, you can look at the databases by subject. So they're organized in two different ways, whichever way seems more organic to you. And down here, it gives descriptions of what they all are. But again, tons and tons and tons of resources here to help you get started. Now, if you, let's say you find a resource or a potential resource, or maybe your professor suggests an article and you've gone to search for it in the catalog and we don't have it, we have you covered. You can go to Find Student Services. And if you click on that and click on Interlibrary Loan, you can fill out a little form and then we'll request the information for you and we can email it to you. For books, I don't know that we can send out books based on the way that our interlibrary loan is set up. However, what we can do are two other things. If you go to WorldCat, this will take you to a website that literally links almost every library in the world is on WorldCat. And so you can do your search there and then it will tell you what library near you. So if you're in Tampa, you can choose like the Tampa Public Library, the branch nearest you, and you can do the same interlibrary loan process and have it sent to your local public library and pick up physical materials there. So that's the benefit of WorldCat. And then the very last thing I want to point out here is that for online students who need a print-only article. So let's say you found an article in a journal and we subscribe to it, but not electronically, like it's from 1954 and it's only contained in a journal that's on the shelf on the 6th floor of the library. If you fill out this form, somebody in the library, probably a student worker, will go find that article for you. They will scan it and they will email you the PDF. So if you find something that is only available physically in the library, we can still find a way to get it to you. You just have to click out that form. So those are kind of the three ways to get things, physical things to you, or things that are only in our library, but we can still find a way to make sure that you have access to them. All right, so so that's kind of how to make sure you can get the things. Now, if you're doing a project and you kind of don't know where to start, then I'm going to recommend that you go to this tab, Learn Research Tips. And I'm not going to go through all of it because there's a ton of information here, but it will walk you through like, how do I figure out a topic? How do I narrow it down so that it's, digestible and something I can get done for the project that I have to do? And then if that is not enough, there's literally a tutorial in one of the other websites that we pay for, databases, or there is a video on how to help you narrow your topic. This is all assuming you don't want to talk to a librarian. You could always just do that first. But if you're kind of a self-help kind of person and you want to try to get started, there are a ton of resources here. What I also like here, if I can zoom in, okay, my thing's not gonna let me zoom in, is this little box just tells you the different types of resources that we have and what you'll find in them. So if you're looking for information that doesn't change, probably going to be in books that have been written who knows when and are on our shelves. And again, if you're just looking for a chapter or something, we can scan that and get it to you. If you're looking for scholarly journals and peer-reviewed resources, which are usually the top things used by college students, those are in our databases. And so you can search the various databases to find articles and then go back into the library catalog to make sure that we carry it. Normally, if you find it in a database, you can literally just click a link and it'll take you right to it. So we try to make it as easy as possible. And then we also have general databases with newspaper and magazine articles. See, it always pops up. No, thank you. I don't need your help right now. So that's that. And then there is, very importantly, a checklist for how to evaluate information that you find on the web, because we want to make sure that you are using credible resources, whether it's on our website or not. And so there are things similar to Snopes, if you know Snopes, and maybe I'm dating myself by mentioning Snopes, but there are resources like that for academic research that will help you make sure things are as professional and appropriate as they should be. And you can find more of those under the Become a Professional Fact Checker tab. So is there a valid source? There's a checklist for you. There's also a couple of videos to watch. But if you're like, I just want a link where I can go in and pop a source in, all of these links, from Fact Checker, PoliticaFact, Snopes, Open Secrets, are used to make sure that the information that you're quoting in your paper is factually accurate. And we know that that's important, especially today when not in a 24-hour news cycle, some of the things you say may or may not be true. So you can learn to check your research yourself, which I think is really important. And then last, once you're done writing that paper, your professor is probably going to say you need to cite all of your resources, right? So we have a link to the various citation styles that are out there. APA is the most popular, but sometimes they use MLA or other things. So here are resources that you can use to create your citation lists and to make sure that everything is done accurately. There's actually a whole quiz module. So if you want to learn how to do, like, become the best citation person expert ever, you can work your way through these tutorials. But we have them, like I said, APA, MLA, Turabian, which I don't even remember what field that's used for, Harvard citation style, Chicago style, which is often in journalism. And then there's also a little video on what is plagiarism, because we want you to make sure that if you're using another source, you cite it correctly. We don't want to turn it into boot your paper back and say, no, there's too much stuff in here. So if you cite things correctly, that shouldn't be an issue. So that is all found under Cite Right. All right. Another important thing that we offer are library workshops. We are at the point in the semester where they've already basically all happened, but I'm still going to show you how this works. So for next fall, when the semester is starting, you will see listed under upcoming events all of these workshops. So there's advanced research strategies, AI tools, EndNote, all, variety of tools that we use, library research refresher, things for upper division and grad students, if any of you are on here, systematic reviews, if you're in the health area, also suggestions on where you can publish your research if you're trying to get published while you're still in school, which I think is great. So once these go live, there will be dates associated with them. And LibCal, if you click this, it shows you a calendar. Right now it's blank because we're at the end of the semester, but it will show you all of the upcoming workshops. You can register online, and then the day of the workshop, you come back here and literally just click on the Zoom link to join a workshop, and it takes you into that workshop. So it doesn't matter whether you're on campus or not. If you're an online student, we fully support your online learning, and you can attend any of these workshops because we host them all on Zoom anyway. So those are all there for you. And in the meantime, though, we do have a YouTube channel that has some things already created. So that's what I wanted to show you next. And I'm going to drop that link in the chat in theory. Okay. So everyone. Okay, so there's that. And this is full of research tips and tricks and things that librarians have created and made over the past couple of years. Some of them are really long, like an hour and a half, because they're doing an entire demo of a product, or they were in a class session and they recorded it. There are some that are a little shorter, so there's 15 minutes on LibGuide walkthroughs for different classes, how to use EndNote, history databases, that's just a 6-minute one. So depending on what you're studying, you might find a YouTube video here that tells you more about that research or that product, or the area of study that you want. If you're scrolling through here and you think, oh, I really wish we had a video on anthropology, for example. I don't know if we have one because I haven't looked at all of them, but or a subject that we don't have, then I have 2 suggestions. Either go to chat and suggest that we add that, or reach out to a liaison librarian, because if there's an area that you think we need one in and we don't have one, it's a matter of us. If you let us know, we will do our best to create it. So, but the YouTube channel, lots and lots of good information on there as well. And that might be something to tide you over the summer until the live workshops start again in the fall. And then I also mentioned that we have library liaisons. So what is that? These are librarians who support specific departments or subjects. They are sometimes subject matter experts, which means they might have a degree in that area as well as their master's in library science. And they are here to help with individual research projects. They sometimes come to your class and teach. They can help you find course materials or specialized resources. And the way you find them is to go to this website and scroll through and figure out, like, oh, if you're interested in anthropology, Sarah Hamill is your gal. If you are interested in, I don't want to pick economics because it's Sarah again. If you're into dietetics and nutrition or just health sciences generally, Joanna Fernandez is the person who can help you. Doug Hasty has been doing first year experience librarianship for a very long time. So almost all of our librarians have an area of specialty, and they're more than willing to help you. So if you come to this page and you click on, let's see, if I click on his name, yeah, the librarian profile, it's going to pop up with all of the things that they support, as well as this email me button. You just click that, send them a message, and then they are there to help you with whatever you need help with. Again, they're super helpful. Don't ever think you're a bother. You're not a bother. The reason we all are here is to support you in your success. We love it when students have questions for us. So this is kind of, again, the broad area of all of the things that we provide support in. If you scroll through here and you don't find the thing that you need help with, if you're like, my topic wasn't listed or I don't know where to start, then I will say Sarah Hamill is the place to start because she supports FIU Online specifically, and she is incredibly helpful. So if she doesn't know the answer, she will connect you with a person who does. And then some of these have areas where you can request a consultation with the librarian. That's going to take you to a calendar, like a little calendar app, and you can do that. But it's easier, I think, to just email the librarian directly and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm a second year, I have to write this paper on this thing. I don't understand what my professor says when they're asking this. And then they'll walk you through that and try to help you figure it out and find the right resources. So they can help with research topic refinement, coming up with research strategies, locating those specialized academic resources. If it's something that we don't have, they can help you figure out how to do the interlibrary loan to make sure you can get it. They give advice on citation management, and then they do online workshops or consultations, and they can do that for your class or individually. Lots of librarians set up Zoom meetings with people, with students and faculty, and help them in that way. So that is absolutely a resource you should take advantage of. All right, go back to this main page, back to welcome. A couple other things that I think are important to note on here are that, well, actually, oh yes, on the very first welcome page is that there are a couple of just quick, like 2 or 3 minute videos here that if you're like, I don't remember anything she said, start at this page, click the video that says library website research start, and it will walk you through the library website kind of one tab at a time and show you how to use the resources that we've got. There are a couple things there. And then again, to me, the most helpful one here is find student services, because that's the, I'm online, I need the book, I need the article, help me find it. This is where you can get access to those resources. And then we make sure that we can email them to you or help you find them at your local library if that is easier. And those are really kind of the highlights. So just to kind of summarize, Google is your friend if you want to find the best pizza joint in town, or maybe Yelp. But if you're looking for a good library resource, start at the library website. Follow the research process. So make sure that you've got your clear question, you kind of have figured out what sources you want to go to, and you're following citation rules, because that doesn't change no matter what kind of assignment you're working on. And then reach out to the library liaisons for personalized academic support, because that's why they're here. And again, we pay millions of dollars, your tuition dollars pay for all of these resources. So we hope that you use them and find them useful. And then if you need anything else, I'm going to stay on and answer questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that I can see questions and things that are popping up there. And okay,
Awesome. Thank
great.
you
So
so
that's it.
much.
Of
Thank you
course.
so much, Nancy. That was honestly very helpful. Even for me, I'm listening to you and I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know we had that. That's amazing. So thank you so much for sharing.
Sure.
Students, also remember that this is being recorded. So I know it was a lot of information. So you can always watch this back and kind of follow along so you guys don't have to worry about that. If you do have any questions about anything that was discussed today, make sure to drop them right now in the Q&A. As we go along and answer a lot of the questions, just make sure that you do that. And then also at the end of our presentation, if you guys can please complete the survey. It'll take like 1 minute. It's not a big deal, but it really helps us gauge interest for our next webinars and how we can help you. So if you guys could please do that, the link is in the chat, so you guys can just go ahead and click that. Alrighty, so Nancy, the first question we have is, would Google Scholar be acceptable, or is that not reliable?
Google Scholar is a great resource to use, and hopefully it will point you straight to resources at FIU Libraries. So we do, what do you call it? Like we make sure that our website is crawled for Google Scholar. So yes, absolutely you can use Google Scholar.
Amazing, love that. Next question. Are there any AI tools that can assist within my searches?
So yes, and it depends on the database that you're using. Our librarians do offer AI workshops. So if your question is more like how do I use AI better, I would say absolutely sign up for one of the workshops that they have coming up this fall. But depending on the database that you're using, like I know JSTOR, for example, some of the Elsevier products, many of the vendors know that AI is where, I mean, we're there, right? It's not like it's in the future,
Right.
thing we use regularly. So they have built AI into their tools to help you search better. And you might not even know it's there, but trust me when I say that they're all pouring millions of dollars into making that work. So yes.
Cool. Amazing. Thank you for that. Next question. Are there any library resources that help with writing and citations like APA?
So yes, on that very first page that I linked, if you scroll down to Cite Right was the tab, that's where we have things for APA, MLA, Turabian, which again, I don't even know what it is. I think there's probably stuff on there for Blue Book if people are pre-law or taking a business law class or something like that. So, but we have examples, and it's literally how to cite everything from like a website, if you do find a good one, or a newspaper article to like the database itself if you use like tons of stuff in a database. But
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it's super helpful also. All right, next one. Are there any video or streaming media resources?
yes, there are tons of multimedia resources on the website. You can search for them. Let me think about this. If you're just at the library website in our catalog, yeah, when you do just a general search, it's searching for books, ebooks, audio, and video. And then when your results pop up, it'll tell you, you can search, you can narrow it down to the type of thing that you're looking for. So we also do subscribe to some film products. So if your exam or professor wants you to watch a film for class, normally we purchase those films ahead of time and have them in the library catalog so that you don't have to pay to watch those yourself. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Very useful. Cool. All right, next question. Is there a good resource to use for keeping citations together besides Chegg citations?
Yes, there is. So I think we subscribe to Zotero, which is a product you can sign up for your own account with them and then literally use it to keep track, like from each class or for each assignment, kind of throw all your resources in as you're going along, and it will keep them sort of organized for you. You'll have to go back and like alphabetize or do whatever you have to do at the end. But Zotero and then EndNote is the other tool that we support and subscribe to that kind of does the same thing.
Amazing. All right, next question. Do you have a YouTube channel or recorded tutorials?
Yes, so I share that in the chat. So
Yeah,
hopefully you can, yeah, go through and find that. There's a ton of stuff on there. And like I said, things are being added. And if there's something missing, please feel free to let us know and we will try to create content to support you.
definitely. Yeah, for sure. All right, if I happen to be local or in the area, can I rent out equipment?
Yes, absolutely. So all you need is your one card. You can come in to the library, come up to the second floor of Green Library or the first floor of BBC Library, which is Hubert Library if you're closer there. We have laptops, we have cords, we have charging things if you just forgot like your charger for your iPhone or your Android phone. We have video games, we have camcorders, we have Polaroid cameras. There's actually a list on our website of all the things that you can rent out from us, but it's technically not renting because you're only going to pay for it if you forget to bring it back. So it is free to use all of this stuff. Just bring it back when you're done, and then so that your students who are your friends can also use these things. But there's actually no charge for these things.
I love that. And before I continue and I read the next one, students, I just want to remind you if you have questions, now is the time to put them in the Q&A so we can go ahead and get them answered for you. All right, next question. How long after graduation do alumni have access to the libraries?
Oh, that's a question I don't know the answer to. So
That's
the
a good
lawyer,
question.
well, so here's the lawyer in me. So what I know is, depending on the product, most of our vendors don't allow alumni access to the databases and the online things. However, if you're talking about the books or the physical things in the library, you can access those as a member, like a member of the public at any point in time. So even once you graduate, if you're in the area, you want to come in and check out a book or do something, you can do that. And you can always, just as a citizen of the state of Florida, come in and use our databases and things, but you have to do it on terminals here in the building. So technically you have access forever, but you might have to come into the building to get it once you graduate.
Okay, cool. This next one is a question from Veronica. It says, I have to research in Spanish all the time, and I was wondering if we would be able to find resources from specific regions to narrow down dialects and the like. Oftentimes, the jargon changes greatly from country to country or region to region.
So my guess is yes, I would find the right liaison librarian for you, but we have a big part of our collection. So the most of our collection is in English, but we have a ton of things in Spanish. We also have a lot of things in Haitian Creole because one of the things that we do here at FIU is we are one of the founding libraries in the Digital Library of the Caribbean. So we host materials from all over the world, but particularly in the Caribbean, and we resource and archive those. And I would say, I don't know what percentage, but a good percentage of our library faculty also speak Spanish. So they might be able to help you find those resources that I can't because unfortunately I am monolingual and English is all I got. But yes, we definitely have resources and certainly there's multiple librarians that can help you find them.
Awesome. Cool. That's really great to know. All right, next question. Are there any cool or useful bangs to use in the research database search bar, like and to make searching easier?
Oh, so like should you use Boolean terms or should you? No, no, not that I'm aware of. So what I would say is I'm just thinking about, I just came from a dean's advisory board for one of the vendors. Most of the vendors are using natural language searches because they realize that people search the way that they talk. So I would say for the most part, just type your search in the way that you talk and you're going to get, the things that you're looking for. If you're in a specific database, sometimes they have the ability to do this and this or author title and each individual website will let you sort of narrow it down. But that depends on the database. And because we subscribe to hundreds of them, it will literally vary by each one. So,
Awesome. All right, cool. So we're going to answer a few more questions before we start wrapping up.
okay.
So the next one is the library open 24/7?
It is not. So online, yes. You can access resources 24/7. Unfortunately, we don't have the staff or the budget for the building itself to be open 24/7. So you can access resources online 24/7. Chat is available with a live person about 80 hours a week. But the building itself, during the school year, it's open. We're open 8 a.m. to midnight. And then on the weekends, we close a little earlier. I think we close at like 8 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. But starting Sunday, we're open till midnight again. And then during finals, we're open until 2 a.m. We extend our hours for the
Oh
week
my
before finals and the week of finals because we get that those last minute, you might be doing some last minute cram study sessions. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the college life.
yes, it absolutely is.
All right. If I need to research a specific topic, like nonverbal communication, for instance, do I start researching using the general search bar, or is there a better starting point?
Ooh, I would start with the databases that I showed you. So let's see, I would start with the databases and more and try to go by topic to try to find the thing most related, because that way you will not be looking at every database we own. You'll be looking at the ones that are particular to your topic, and you might have a less frustrating search if you start there.
Next one is first they wrote great presentation, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
I saw this event listed as something for honors engagement. How would this be counted as engagement?
Like coming to this event this evening? That might be a question for one of
Oh, that's
you all.
yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay.
Yes, this is going to be depending on the professor. If they provide you with extra credit, then then you would get the extra credit. Your participation will be counted on Panther Connect, and then we'll send it over to your professor. But that's up to whatever they had said. All right, next one. My teacher. Oh, that's the extra credit one. Okay, cool. Last one. There are some unique or neat online databases I saw at FIU Law Library offers. Is that available for all FIU students?
It depends on the database. So technically FIU Law Library and FIU Medical Library are separate libraries because they support graduate terminal degree programs. So for accreditation purposes, they have to be separate. However, if you can log in and access, if you try to access those and successfully were, then yes, it's available to everybody. If there's something you need in there that you can't find, then there are librarians on the law library website or the medical library website that can help connect you with those resources if you can't access them.
Awesome. All right, cool. So that basically wraps up our presentation. Again, students, please, we ask if you can please fill out that survey. Jackie sent it on the chat. So if you could just fill it out, it'll take 1 minute and it'll really help us. So yeah, this is our page. If you want to connect with your coach, definitely feel free to give us a call at that number, send us an email. You can even text us. We're here to help you. We're here to support you. Your online journey is very important to us and we really love what we do. So talking to you guys is amazing. It's the best part of our job, honestly. So thank you so much for being here. Nancy, thank you so much for such a wonderful presentation. And I hope everyone has a great night.
Thank
Bye.
you. You're welcome. Bye.